The reason why we've been so drawn to this concept and this idea of a communal space is that we live in the biggest city in Australia, and you can live in the most densely populated part of town and not know anyone else's name and live an existence of isolation. All these things enable us to be so connected, yet we won't look up and talk to someone next to us. And the thing I found with riding is that is this solid piece of commonality between you and the next bloke to start talking about the most simplest things. What model? What year? How long have you had it? What's it like to ride? And all those challenges and all those bits of isolation break down and disappear because of this common thing.
I'm pretty sure Adrian's stressed about most things. Firstly, the size of the bike and how complex and new it was. And then not ever doing anything like this before, and then so many times where he'd pull the thing apart after riding it for a week and I thought, oh, it's finished, and then, nah.
There's also, because we've torn out all of the electrics and we're taking it back to sort of a lo-fi style bike, we've removed all of the EFI and we've got a S&S carby that's going on the bike. The original drive setup, the belt is gone, and we're putting on a chain drive, so there's sprockets that we've had to swap out for that and everything. The foot controls are all changing, the hand controls are all changing. Basically everything's changing.
Like notionally the bike came together from a direction that we created, but the execution of that original base vision was member contributed. Everything from the sproder through to the hydraulic shocks, through to the race plate and the offset mounting of the front headlight, even the seat setup, and then making the lines flow between the tanks and the fender.
We've had so many members just sort of rock on up and go, hey, I'm here to help you, do a bit of work on the Sportster, whether it's, just pulling stuff off or grinding bits of metal into shape, or like those really sort of boring jobs, I guess, but they really want to be involved and be a part of it. Because we've kind of done it all in stages and we haven't actually seen it together as a finished product before, the paint and all that sort of stuff comes back.
I said originally the bike was going to be polarizing. So far on the road, the reactions have been pretty awesome.
The exhaust is really extreme and not something that you typically see on cafe racer style bike.
But regularly you take it out for a ride, and every set of lights, someone pulls up next to you and they're hanging out the car going, oh, bro, what's that? Seriously, bro, what is it? You say it's a Harley. I'm like, no way!
I think the reactions of people are going to be really mixed.
You can see they're distracted by all the elements we've added to the bike. They forget to look at the signature trademark of the Harley, which is the engine.
We've done some things with this build that are definitely a bit out there and a bit different. And there's going to be haters for individual elements of the bike and people who will question why we even bothered to do that.
It's cheesy, but it's pretty cool to be able to whack the air shocks on and drop it down in its ass when you park it and see everyone's face just go, oh! So,
we're not going to have everybody just loving it, but I think there will be a lot of people who find something about this bike that they think is cool. I think one of the most exciting moments so far with the build has been the exhaust.
Like everything on that bike was rushed, and the exhaust more so than anything else.
Everybody's going to spin out over the exhaust system on this bike. It's pretty crazy.
And the direction that we had through conversations with the contributors were very different to what Paul recommended.
I can't even get my head around how Glenn figured out how to make the bends in it.
And so the exhaust on the bike is obviously signed off by us, but it was purely Paul's design.
Like it's running around the motor and the shapes and the lines.
And I let it roll, and I think the exhaust is what really throws everyone's perspective when they see the bike. Like, they can't see that it's a Harley. So they just get distracted.
That's definitely the most exciting thing for me so far.
I'm just looking forward to hanging out with the boys.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being able to share our war stories of getting the builds done, and I think it's going to be an epic ride down there. forward to seeing the whole thing. I think the pipes are amazing. Being able to see around it and all the lines as well.
Yeah.
I think seeing a bike face to face is another whole kettle of fish. I'm just looking forward to a beer and a bonfire.
Yeah, war stories over the fire.
Yeah.
The way the bike has affected the commune has, it's been in several ways, but I suppose the best one for me is the fact that it's brought people here.
I think the parallels are quite uncanny between the build and the journey of the Rising Sun pop-up.
You know, that's been really great, having that flow of traffic through here, people just wanting to see it.
But I think the satisfaction of both of those two experiences, I think the lessons learned and the challenges and the rewards and the gratification of both those processes, the parallels were just uncanny.
I really feel that this bike is a really great example of what we can achieve in the workshop. By being able to showcase the Sporty that we've built, it shows what you can actually achieve in-house. 99% of the work on this bike has all been done in here. You know, the fabrication, the design, the build, the teardown.
Just seeing that sort of take off through a build that really united everybody and that didn't have any real ownership to one person really had a huge impact.
It's a cool thing to showcase what we can actually achieve. I think it's a really cool thing.
But I think actually just seeing the bike, all the components coming together, it's so easy when you're doing the build to focus on the individual parts but not look at the sum of all the parts.
Having everyone just wanting to be a part of the build has been quite a, I don't know, I can't explain it, just an exciting process, I guess.
And we were taking a bit of a chance on a lot of the components, to seeing them come together over time and then still not see the whole bike together. It wasn't until it was painted and parked out the front and we started doing the shakedown that you go, actually, what we were trying to do worked.
We get the same thing with every event we do here, every get together, but the build's been different, you know, that people recognise that they have skills that they can contribute to the build, and when they come in and, you know, they put their hands on their bike and on our bike and amazing things happen, you know. It's just, it is, you're right, it's an amazing feeling having these people involved.
And I feel like most things, especially project builds, they're never really finished.
Motorcyclists have crashed.
It's been a massive group effort. Like, it's a bike that we couldn't have done on our own.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever finish. I think this bike will have like a life of its own beyond it. And that's cool. That's part of what it's about. Is that racist? To be
They
like,
were seriously hanging out of the car going,
were they New
"Oh, what is it,
Zealanders?
bro?" Yeah, they were Maoris. Seriously, bro, what is it? It's a sports stuff. No way! It's great.
Yeah, we
Lost it.
It's like when people impersonate me, they're gonna be talking really slow and fucking rolling their eyes back. Hey, I'm Adrian. Adrian, we need you to think for 10 seconds. Oh, okay.
Tweaking and improving. I've lost it.
Massaging, I believe is the word you're looking for.
Tweaking and I don't know why I
You
said
threw
that.
yourself, didn't you?
That's not being derogatory. It's probably a really accurate representation of how I look to the public.
Wasn't as good as last time.
Damn it. No, it was good though. Thanks, buddy.